Getting older is not scary. What is scary is a quiet fall in the night with no one around. I have seen it happen. An elderly neighbor simply went to flip a light switch at midnight and ended up in the hospital for over 3 weeks with a broken hip, all because their house lacked motion-activated lights. I started to look at my own life. Every time I want to turn on a light, I still have to fumble for the switch. When I need to check my blood pressure, sometimes I forget or cannot remember where I put the device. Small things that were once insignificant have suddenly become obstacles. And then that feeling of dependency slowly creeps in. Every time I call my children for help, I feel like a burden. But I realized living a long life is a blessing, but living an easy life, that is what makes the golden years truly peaceful. Fortunately, we are living in an era where technology is no longer a privilege for the young. Today, there are many smart devices designed specifically for seniors, easy to use, with few buttons, yet incredibly helpful. In today's video, I'm going to share 5 smart gadgets that help older adults live more safely, more independently, and with less worry each day, whether you live alone or with family. And if you are searching for a truly meaningful gift for your parents or grandparents, stick around. Because the last device will surprise you. It not only helps to control everything with your voice, but also helps you connect emotionally, especially for those who are living by themselves. Let us get started. Gadget 1, a smartwatch with an emergency button. One of the first devices I recommend, especially if you live alone, is this, a smartwatch with an integrated emergency button. I know some of you might think, a smartwatch, isn't that something for young people? But friend, this is not a complicated watch with dozens of apps. It is a very simple watch with a single button, powerful enough to call for help in situations where you cannot reach your phone. I have a friend named Walter, at 8 years old, living alone in Arizona. One time he slipped and fell in his bathroom. His back hurt so much he could not get up, and his phone was in the living room. But luckily, he was wearing his watch with an SOS button. He just held it down for a few seconds, and the watch automatically called his daughter, while also sending his location to her phone. Because of that, just 20 minutes later, he was taken to the emergency room in time, and that very action helped him avoid a serious spinal injury. My point is, accidents do not give a warning, but preparation is something you can control. A smartwatch with an emergency button is not just technology, it is a peace of mind you can wear on your wrist every day. It tracks your heart rate, your steps, and some models can even detect falls automatically and call for help without you pressing anything. Notably, many current models feature a minimalist design, a clear screen, large text, and easy operation. No need to understand technology, no complicated setup required. Just wear it on your wrist, and you have an extra layer of invisible protection for yourself. If your children or grandchildren often worry when you are too familiar alone with peace, this is also a gift that brings them peace of mind. And for you, it is not a sign of weakness, but proof of your proactiveness, that you are still protecting yourself in a smart way. You can start by looking for watch models with an SOS feature, speed dial support, a battery that lasts several days, and basic water resistance. Most importantly, you should feel it is easy to use and comfortable to wear. Because in the end, the best device is the one you can wear every day, and trust that if something unfortunate happens, you are not alone. Gadget 2, wireless hearing aids. Have you ever been in the middle of a conversation and felt like you could not keep up with the story? Your loved ones are talking, but you have to read their lips. The sound of traffic outside drowns out the voice beside you. And then gradually you choose silence, not because you do not want to talk, but because you do not want to say what. So many times. I understand that feeling. Hearing loss does not happen in one day. It comes on slowly, so slowly that you do not realize you are losing your hearing. You just feel that other people are speaking more quietly than before. That is why the second device I want you to consider is a new generation of wireless hearing aids. They are no longer the large, clunky devices that used to whistle. Today, hearing aids are as discreet as a Bluetooth earbud, fitting inside the ear, connecting automatically, filtering noise, and amplifying sounds clearly. A friend of mine, Linda, who is 76 this year, used to refuse to wear a hearing aid because she felt self-conscious. She said, "I do not want people to look at me and think I am frail." But after trying a new model, small, wireless, with volume adjustable from her phone, she teared up the first time she clearly heard her granddaughter call out, "Grandma, a hearing aid does not just help you hear better, it helps you return to life, return to the familiar sounds you thought were lost, the birds in the morning, the doorbell, the laughter of your grandchildren. And above all, it brings you closer to the people around you." Today's technology is very advanced. Some types can filter out coffee shop noise, focusing only on the voice in front of you. Others connect to your TV or phone, helping you hear clearly without raising the volume for the whole house. And notably, many devices are so small that no one will notice you are wearing one. They will only see you smiling as you hear every word from your loved ones. If you have ever been hesitant, let me be honest with you. Hearing loss does not make you weak. But choosing not to listen just because you feel self-conscious about a device is what makes you miss out on so many precious things in life. And if you are undecided, ask an ear, nose, and throat doctor for advice on the best model for your condition. Try wearing the world again. Perhaps you will be surprised by how clearly those long-forgotten sounds return. Because when you can hear clearly, you do not just understand more. You are also understood more. Gadget 3. A smart cane with GPS tracking. Have you ever seen an older person get lost, right in the very neighborhood they have lived in for decades? They go out just like any other day, but then suddenly cannot remember the way home. No phone, no one with them. And that quiet panic can sometimes leave behind consequences no one could have imagined. That is why the third device I want to mention today is a smart cane with GPS tracking. At first you might think, I can still walk fine, I do not need a cane yet. But this cane is not just for support, it is a silent companion, quietly keeping track of you, and when needed, it can help your family know where you are in just a few seconds. I once met a man named Henry, 81 years old, in Texas. One morning he went for his usual walk, but due to a sudden drop in blood pressure, he felt dizzy, then confused, and could not remember the path around the park. Fortunately, the cane he was using had a GPS chip inside. His son, who was 15 miles away, received an alert from the companion app, and within half an hour he was found and brought home safely. Today's smart canes are not as bulky as you might think. Some are lightweight, foldable, and look just like a regular cane, but inside they integrate tracking technology, an LED light, an alarm, and an emergency call button if you are in danger. The wonderful thing is you do not need to learn much to use it. Just keep the battery charged, press and hold the button when needed, and let the system handle the rest. Your loved ones will receive your exact location, even if you cannot speak or use your phone. And you know what? When you hold a cane like this, you are not becoming weaker. You are protecting yourself intelligently. You are giving your loved ones a little less to worry about every time you go out. You are telling the world, I am still mobile, still independent, but I have a backup plan for any situation. If you often walk alone or live in a large area, then this cane is not just an item. It is a ticket to safety for every journey you take, because nothing is more valuable than leaving your home with freedom and returning home with peace of mind. If you are still watching and finding these tips helpful, let me know by dropping a number 3 in the comments below. And if you have not subscribed yet, I encourage you to follow and turn on notifications so you do not miss new videos. Your support helps us continue creating more helpful and inspiring content. Gadget 4, a safety auto shutoff outlet. In my house, there was an old electrical outlet, over 15 years old. It still worked, so I paid it no mind. Until one afternoon, I smelled a faint burning smell in the kitchen. The oven I had forgotten to turn off, and the outlet was overloaded. I was lucky I noticed in time. If I had been a few minutes later, I might not be sitting here telling you this story. We often think the dangers at home come from falls or illness, but in reality, electrical incidents, especially in the homes of older adults, are one of the leading causes of fires. And most of them stem from something small: an overloaded outlet, an old appliance, or you forgetting to turn off the rice cooker, the iron, the space heater. Therefore, the next device I recommend you get is this, a safety auto shutoff outlet. This is a small but extremely smart device. It can automatically cut the power when the current exceeds a safe limit or when a plugged-in appliance shows signs of running for too long and overheating. Some models even have a timer function. You can plug in your oatmeal in the morning, set it for 45 minutes, then go work in the garden or take a walk without worrying you will forget. I have a friend, Evelyn, who lives alone and loves to bake. One time she left the oven on for almost 2 hours because she was on the phone with her daughter. Since the day she installed the auto shutoff outlet, she told me, "I am not just baking better cakes, I am baking with peace of mind." This outlet does not require you to know technology. You just plug your appliance in as usual. If anything is out of the ordinary, it turns itself off. If you forget, it remembers for you. It does not drastically change your life, but it can help you avoid consequences nobody wants to think about. And most importantly, this device also helps your loved ones worry less. When they know you are living in a home with these silent guardians, they will feel so much more at ease whenever they are away from you. We cannot anticipate every risk, but we can choose a device in advance so that when we happen to forget, it remembers for us. That is not weakness. That is being smart. It is knowing you are living responsibly for yourself and for those who love you. Gadget 5, a voice-controlled device. There are winter nights when I am tucked in bed and suddenly remember I forgot to turn off the living room light. Or days when I am washing my hands, I hear the doorbell ring but cannot dry them in time to answer. Those small things for a young person are nothing. But for us, every time we stand up, move around, flip a switch, or find a remote, it can sometimes be a real effort. Until I tried using a voice-controlled device. At first, I was a little hesitant. I am not used to talking to a machine. But then one evening, I tried saying, "Turn off the light," and the light turned off instantly. No getting up, no fumbling for a switch, just with a simple phrase. From then on, I started to love it, like a quiet, listening friend in my home. A voice-controlled device, like an Alexa, Google Home, or other multi-language control systems, can help you do many things with just a word. Turn lights on or off, play music, give medication reminders, check the time, ask about the weather, call a loved one, or even set a reminder. 7 p.m. call my granddaughter. You do not need your phone. You do not need to remember steps. You do not need to look at a tiny screen or hold a remote. Just speak and let the technology handle the rest. I have a friend, Richard, who has severe arthritis and cannot hold a remote control. But since he installed a voice control system, he can turn on the TV, adjust the volume, and call relatives without lifting a finger. He told me something wonderful. I do not want to depend on anyone, and now I do not have to. The magical thing is, these devices are getting easier to use, support natural language, and can connect to familiar devices like light bulbs, fans, and autonomous outlets. You can start with one thing. Ask it to remind you to take your medicine every day, and gradually let it help you live more independently and more gently. Sometimes you will feel like there is someone beside you, not replacing your family, but helping you keep your own rhythm of life in your own way. Because living alone does not mean living alone with everything. You can absolutely choose to live alone, but still be supported, be heard, and be reminded every day by a small but thoughtful device. We have just gone through 5 new tech gadgets, small but powerful enough to make life in our later years easier, safer, and more comfortable. The smartwatch with an emergency button, wireless hearing aids, a cane with GPS tracking, a safety auto shut-off outlet, and a voice-controlled device. Each device is a silent friend. It does not do everything for you, but it is ready to show up at the right moment when you need it most. I know many of us older adults are still hesitant. Technology is for young people. But I believe that truly good technology is technology that knows how to listen to older adults. It knows you need simplicity, reliability, And most importantly, it does not make you feel dependent or replaced. You might not need all 5 devices, but if just one of them can help you sleep more peacefully each night, walk more confidently each morning, or stay connected with your family, then that is a very worthwhile change. And if you are caring for your parents or grandparents, pay attention to where they might be struggling. Because sometimes the best gift is not something expensive, but a small device that helps them keep their independence in that feeling of I can still do it. Now, I would like to ask you something. Of the 5 devices today, which one would you like to try first? Please share in the comments, because you never know, your experience might inspire someone else who is navigating the space between technology and daily life. And if you found this video helpful, do not forget to give it a like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. It helps me continue bringing more meaningful content just for you. Thank you for staying until the end. I wish you a lighter day every day with steadier steps, clearer hearing, a safer home, and a life made more pleasant. Thanks to a few smart and very human things. I will see you in the next video.